and about roadmap IT as a software ERP. So in that we will talk about prestigious clients, some of the architecture, implementation methodology and additional benefits like mobile apps, portals and portals. See, let me first circulate the presentation. Why at all we need ERP? Why don't we just leave as it is, just operate the way we are doing, just we have the manual system, even today we have all the financials, why we should go for a new system? Let me go clockwise. The first thing is, today we are in a digital world and especially in India, we are going for GST. So obviously if you have to relate your output versus the input, you cannot claim the input credit. Obviously you need an electronic system to relate your output to input. Okay. Today what happens, maybe you may have multiple systems, but tomorrow when the government appoints, like your sales tax auditors, tomorrow when GST auditors come, they would like to believe only a single system. They will not go for multiple systems like income tax. For a traceability, they would like to have a single system so that it is easy for you to trace the transactions. This is first fundamentally the need of the hour. The second one is, there is a saying in English, what gets measured gets improved. If you want to improve something, first of all, you have to measure it. If you don't measure it, then there is no way you are going to improve it. Even if you improve it, you also will not come to know whether you have really improved or not. So from that context, what we are feeling is, obviously in any system, I mean the most complicated system in this room is the human body. If you take this, there are two flows. One is your blood flow, which is like the various people talk about your, building, pouring, fitting, finishing, etc. The other one is the nerve flow, which is your information flow. Unless both of them complement each other, definitely the system is not going to be beneficial. Okay, so I am talking about the second portion. So from that angle, obviously, the real-time capture of data, especially for defining key result areas, key performance indicators. Okay, from that only we can improve the system. The third one is the operational efficiency. Actually, I should have written this as effectiveness and efficiency, but since it is being a technology, efficiency is the correct term. So obviously, how does it come? We are having an integrated process, and as you see later on, we can also integrate with your machines. In some of the sites where we have actually integrated with the, the pouring of sand. Obviously, in your industry, the spectrometer is the key. Suppose if the vendor is, agreeing to give us the electronic data, and our system can talk with that. There are some examples. So that is possible. Then the next one is integration, and the last and most important thing is, you should make it as within quotes the system dependent than personal dependent. Today, when I go to many of these MSMEs, I feel there is knowledge. The knowledge in the brain, there is knowledge in the paper, there is knowledge in the Excel sheet. But suppose if something happens, the person goes, or when we hand over something to the post, generation, many of you are, obviously looking to hand it over to your, the posterity. In that case, if it is a system dependent, then it becomes very easy. Otherwise, what happens is, it becomes very difficult. Otherwise, the experience goes with the person. So these are some of the reasons that why an organization should go for ERP. The next question comes, is it the right time to do? Because I am also aware, as he has introduced, I have put nearly 35 years both in industry and in consultancy. I also started like you from the shop floor, especially from Lucas TVS. I belong to the automotive sector. So now this is the time where you can focus on improvements, because your people have time, you have got capacity. Suppose if the order book is full, then it becomes very difficult to concentrate on any new project. Okay, so I would always urge, whether you go with us or someone else, it is the time that you should look for improving your process, whatever improvements that you want planned for, so that you use the people's time and your energy, so that people get engaged. Now, having said that, the next question comes, why we need roadmap IT? First of all, IT is only a medium. It is like writing a love letter. It can be in English, it can be in Hindi, it can be in Tamil. So today, okay, I am recommending some IT. But what is important is the content of the letter. So whoever is going to come for implementation, first of all, he should understand the business process. He should understand the pain areas. Then
imbibe that and then translate it in the form of a requirement for ERP, then to that extent, obviously the project will be successful. The second one is we own the product and we also do the implementation. Unlike many of our major competitors like TCS or Infosys, they don't own the product. Actually, the product is owned by an American or a German and they are trying to implement. So what happens is, obviously they are limited by the knowledge of the software. Whereas since we own the product, we know the in and out, and if there are some gaps in the industry, obviously what happens is, when you go to any manufacturing industry, the manufacturing is the key. There obviously, when I talk at a later point of time, your the quotation, cost estimation, every industry will have their own unique way of doing it. Definitely no standard software will fit in. So we have to understand the gap and do the customization, and that is possible because we own the product. The third one is ready to fit, custom fit solutions, because we have dealt with, I showed you the list of customers we have dealt with. Suppose you agree for this process what is available with our system, we can always ready to fit, but still if there are gaps, we are ready to address it also. Then flexible on-premise and cloud implementation. There are two way of addressing this. Either if it is a big company, number of users are very high, you can have an on-premise server, or if you don't want to go for one-time investment, then we can go for a cloud solution also. Then skilled support for technical hiccups. And finally, what is more important? This last word is more important. See, I have worked both under Americans and British. The way I have been ingrained in British is, any small improvement that you make in the organization, whether it is the 3D printing, whether it is the energy consumption somebody talked about, whether it is the fettling, or Breaks India people talked about some heat treatment process, any small improvement that you make in the company, including ERP, it is actually a change management exercise. Okay, this is like what Modi is trying to do for Swachh Bharat or for tax compliance or any damn thing. So this change management has got three parts. One is there is a structure, there is a system, and there is a culture. Unless all the three complement each other, the project will not be a success. Now, let us take the example of Swachh Bharat itself, which is easy for everybody to understand. If the government has to do it, they have to provide the infrastructure, without which they cannot expect this project to go live. Okay. Second thing, they have to provide a system. There must be somebody collecting, at a particular time, or there must be a way of putting, perishable, non-perishable. So there must be some scheme of doing things. And more importantly, people should obey it. Otherwise, what happens? It will fall flat. The same thing is true of ERP also. In an ERP exercise, when we go to any factory, the pretty challenge comes in the collecting the data, because they are used to a manual system, they are having multiple databases, sometimes even part coding is not there. Okay, sometimes they follow the customer part code, some matured companies have their own part code. Then I always ask, like the Germans say, is it a speaking number? Because this is a good opportunity even to look at that. So that is the structural part of it. The systemic part of it is, already we are supplying you the system. And more importantly is the cultural part of it, because it is like a bell curve. 20% of the people are always itching for change. 20 will always be a doubting Thomas. But what is important is the 60 who are sitting on the wall. Unless we take them along with this, the project will not go for it. Even you take your WhatsApp messages today, 20 will support whatever has happened in Maharashtra, 20 will always be a doubting Thomas, 60 will be only waiting for that. It is true of every single situation, so we are aware of this. So why I am talking about all these things is, it is just not the product which is going to make the project success. It is the product, people, implementation methodology, your cooperation, readiness of the data, all combined together only can guarantee you the success. With this, I think I may overshoot the time, but let me try to. So the challenges, as I said, first right from your inquiry, sometimes it can be from standard specifications, drawing number, grade, even like a library management system. I should be able to retrieve my patterns, because if the same job again comes. Then cost estimation, planning, with that core plan, all of them should be integrated. Otherwise, what happens? It becomes a big problem, because there is a one-to-many, many-to-one relationship. And pattern availability, process outsourcing. Sometimes some of the operations can go out, like powder coating, heat treatment, etc. And most important thing is the traceability. Especially if you are making a safety component, one of our customers was making a wall, okay. In fact, in any ERP there are three controls. One is of course the financial control, the second one is the manufacturing control, and the third one is the quality control, okay. So we should have the complete traceability, right from your issue of material, what spec, what heat number, and one to many to one relationship can exist. The finished product can come from two heat numbers, or one heat number can give to two batches of your finished goods. So these things are very, very important. And of course the final one is the cost control. Now this is just a snapshot of actually I am not presenting the actual data. Obviously this is a fictitious data. I am only trying to present the structure. See, in any ERP implementation, it is at three levels. The first one is the transaction processing. The next one is the tactical processing. What is the tactical processing? Tactical is always short term with a focused objective. Okay, that's what in army they say tactics. So tactical processing is basically your planning. And the third one is your strategic planning. So strategic planning is related to MIS. So one of the examples I am showing you is the costing. So overall cost, molding, melting, fettling, power cost, maintenance cost, salary and wages, cost per kg, target cost. I can actually break down into various components. This is only a fictitious data. Okay, now see, it is very simple to put complicated words, but ultimately life revolves around these simple things. What did Buddha found out? Ultimately he said desire is the root cause of everything. Any married man will know this. Okay, he did not have given his an empire, etc. The same way, if you ask me what are the strategies for reducing the cost, as I said, the planning should be dovetailed. It should be dovetailed right from your customer. Some people can make to order, some people can make to stock, some people can be a mixed mode production. Okay, from there till the end, if the entire planning is dovetailed, then definitely there will not be any leakages, there will not be any loss of capacity. The second thing is, obviously you have to improve your production capacity. So again, this I have to wear my the original cap of lean manufacturing. The 6 big losses have to be addressed. This is nothing to do with the ERP, but still that is very important. Suppose if I have to do this, one single measure is available, which is OEE, overall equipment effectiveness. You show me this in any of the big softwares, they don't have. Even in some of the seminars abroad, I have told that we must actually work towards that. But at least roadmap IT has got some reports, so that will clearly tell whether the loss is in the shutdown, it could be a breakdown, or it could be a plant maintenance, or is it in changeover, or is it in low speed of the operations, or is it the planning loss, or is it the quality loss, or is it the yield loss. If you plug all the 6, then definitely your production capacity is going to increase. Then of course, plugging each of these requires a management action, that is different. Okay, but at least as an information system, I can provide you with this data. Then increasing the yield, process automation. As I told you, we have got the wherewithal to, it's not only the people talk to the ERP, even the machines, the facilities can also talk to the ERP. Provided the vendor agrees to share the data, and we have our table, we will not touch his system. Obviously it is his system, we cannot tamper his system. So if he is able to share the data, then we can always have a seamless integration of these things. In fact, there are some other sites, our friends can help in that. Then finally, of course, focused way of reducing the rejections. These are some of the techniques. Now, the company profile, if we come particularly to roadmap IT, and we have been existing for more than 16 plus years. Obviously, in a onslaught Indian market, a product company existing for 16 plus years is not a joke. Obviously, when you go to any engineering college, we have only talk about service-oriented industries like TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, all are only service, they don't own a product. Whereas we own a product and we are struggling to establish ourselves all over the world. But still we are, I know at what point of time definitely we will touch that. Then we are ISO certified, the entire software is built on Oracle tools, so there is a safety of the database, we need not have to worry about that. Then there are some 200 plus implementations, and we have got 300 plus highly qualified IT professionals. The problem with the IT industry is also like the simply the people come out, sometimes even I challenge. If I place a purchase order, a work order, a sale order, they can't tell the difference because immediately they come for consultancy. We are also very particular that how we recruit, but again we are also facing problem because what happens is they are very short narrow. Within a shorter period of time they want to jump. So these are some of the challenges, but still we are able to service the industry. Then there are different sectors. Each sector is different from different verticals. Okay, each vertical is totally different. We have to understand the background. Then particularly in foundries, in sand and iron, these are some of our customers, and in aluminium die casting, some of the people, in ferroalloys and in lead alloys. So we have worked with a few people. Okay, just for shorter space, we have written a few customers here, and the key process flow. Apart from that, there are support processes. The key process flow in a foundry is obviously inquiry, cost estimation, quotation, then customer giving the purchase order, either we respond by a sale order, then planning and manufacturing. Of course, this will vary depending on the kind of industry they are operating, and finally invoicing. Apart from this basic flow, there are support process, top and bottom. Okay, all these things are possible. Now, why roadmap ERP? As I said, there are many factors. Some of them are actually duplicate, so I don't want to again overkill. These are some of the factors. As I said, first we understand the industry, so we have to have the practice of planning, scheduling, projection analysis. In fact, I share some of the reports that from some fictitious data. I share some of the reports that are possible. And on-time information is what keeps the business competent moving forward. Then this is our product architecture. This is important. See, when you buy, actually you get the financials, accounts payable, receivables, cash management, fixed assets, taxation, and of course we have sales and distribution. In fact, some people ask us mobile applications because when the salesmen are on the field, they need not have to come to the office to punch the order. From there itself they can punch the order. Okay, those things are possible. Then quality control, and the main thing what I wanted to highlight is the MSA, manufacturing, measurement systems engineering. Okay, this is many of the softwares won't have. Here, what is important with all the quality talk and whatever we talk, simple terms like GRR. Nobody will understand first what is GRR in the first place. Okay, these things are very, very important for improving the quality, gauge, repeatability, and reproducibility. Then planning and manufacturing. So routing, in your case, instead of bill of material, there may be recipe, because that brings out, later on we can do 3 types of variance analysis: quantity variance, configuration variance, and price variance. These are possible once you define your, the bill of material. But sometimes when I go to the industry, they don't have the figures, or they may be afraid of giving the figure, but we have to come out. Otherwise, there won't be any use of doing this software. Then cost management. Again, cost management differs depending on the industry. In your case, obviously, it will be a process costing. Then HR and payroll, CRM, budgeting, and there are other supporting modules like R&D, design, etc. And more importantly, these are the 4 facilities we are giving. One is the workflow management. See, like there are various departments in the body, and each of them work with some rules. Okay, the same way, suppose I raise a purchase request. If it has to be approved, then I have to create a purchase order. If it is less than 1 lakh, somebody has to approve. If it is more than 1 lakh, somebody has to approve. If it is less than 1 lakh, I can release the order. So there can be some business rules. These rules can be set in the form of a workflow management. Then, before coming to activity management, let me explain what is notifications. Notifications, it is like, in Tamil, we say, Ayiram Kanudayal. The same way, the system is keeping an eye on the entire transaction, and then it is trying to give you notifications. Say, for example, if your stock is falling below a safety level, it gives you a notification. If a vendor has to give you, the product, especially for key important things, beyond a certain date, it gives you notifications. Activity management, we can define some of the activities without going outside the system, and like notifications. And business intelligence is MIS, what I told you initially. Now, apart from this, the implementation methodology is first we do an as-is study, then we understand the to be. If there is a gap, then customization, then it goes for training and user acceptance. Finally, it is deployment support. This is the normal steps that we follow. And of course, beyond this, post-deployment support is also there. Then the mobile apps, as I told initially, the add-ons are, there are many applications possible, like the salesman on the field can punch in the data. There are so many, possibilities are there. And the portals are also there. If the company is maturing, then this end I can integrate the supplier, the other end I can integrate the customer, and within the company I can integrate the employee. So portals are also available. And the physical integration, like time card, punch card, machine integration, spectrometer, CNC, barcode, even some other companies have legacy systems, that also we can integrate. Some IoT, bank payment, some of the companies are issuing statements to the bank only through the system, not as a printout. Then integration with government portals, suppose GST has to be filed, we can do this because we are also slowly evolving. Now, how an ideal ERP should be, let me skip it very quickly, I already has punched the bell. So we can have multiple legal entities. The financials can be taken for any of the legal entity, can be rolled as a corporate also. Then, as I said, it is available in the web as well as it is available on site. Okay, so we can operate it from anywhere. Then paperless office because of notifications, workflow, etc. Then this is an example of the workflow approvals. Then it is an integrated process. Then the reports are fundamentally three parts. One is the operational report. Again, I caution you, if you want everything, then it becomes information indigestion. Okay, basically we must concentrate on the pain area, like the body has got 101 measures. If we list down the measure for each one of in this hall, nobody will be helping. So it's better to concentrate on where we are having a problem. Then we have got MIS reports. Then we also have the statutory reports. Obviously this we cannot tamper with. This is basically government based. And the industry specific reports, some of the examples, this is again a sample data only. The casting is basically plan versus actual. Then cost analysis, as I told you earlier, I have shown you in the graphical form. It is the table or tabular form now. Rejection analysis. Then again defect analysis, pin holes, blow holes, open shrinkage, closed shrinkage, cuts and washes. All these things are flowing from the system. And the final yield percentage. Okay. So to summarize, a good software should be scalable from a smaller number of users to higher number of users. Should be swift and committed implementation, reliable on build implementation and backup support like a surgeon. You should do a diagnostic, surgery and a post-operative care. Focus on best practices for strengthening the industry, enhancing the managerial effectiveness. Then support multiple Indian tax laws. Obviously, people have some collaboration. So they would like to have January to December. We will have from April to March. All these things are possible. Provisions for enterprise-centric customization. MIS reports, and finally should support book value costing. So I don't know whether and our offices are located in some of the places in India. Abroad we have just opened 2 offices. We are also pitching for Europe as well as USA. Any questions?